Hello guys and welcome to another episode of Tech and Pics, and today I am editing a picture that if it wasn't for the Sony a6000 I would have probably never captured it. I was at a barbecue and there was a big lake and there was a jet skier, an acrobatic jet skier. I think that's what they're called. He was doing a lot of acrobatics, and thanks to the Sony a6000's 11 frames per second burst rate, I was able to take a long set of pictures right on time, and I was able to capture this shot here. Now, you probably saying to yourself, this shot's a little far away, it's not really, but bam! Right there. It looks clear. And with Lightroom, the best part about Lightroom is that we can clear it up even more. I don't know if we're going to crop in that much. The one thing I don't like is the guy here. That really is a little bit annoying. We're going to try and see what we can do here with this. So first thing I want to do is I am going to go down to and this is important for all the pictures, for the chromatic aberration. We want to remove all the chromatic artifacts that are present in the picture. Now, this picture was the lens used for this picture is a Sigma DCDN 30mm 1.4. It is a fantastic lens. It is considered to be the sharpest lens on the Sony a6000 native E-mount, even though it happens sometimes that it just completely misses the focus. That if you're focusing on a subject, it focuses on, I don't know, whatever's behind the subject. This happens probably 1 out of 10 to 15 shots. Now, I know that seems like a lot, but unfortunately, I usually use manual focus lenses, but I wanted to bring this with me on my vacation and see how well it could actually perform in real-world conditions. So, now, we have defringed the chromatic aberration. We have pretty much removed a lot of it. Not that it bothers me personally, not that it should bother you, but we removed it anyways because there are people out there who said, why did you remove the chromatic aberration? So we just removed the chromatic aberration. We made those people happy, and now what I'm going to do first, I'm going to crop it. I want to get my shot, okay? So this is 30mm, so it's a little bit far away, and I want to get the exact shot. Now I am going to go in a little bit tight on this because I know that the quality is possible to get the quality. Maybe open it up a little bit more so I get a little bit of the sky and the green there. Now here is the tough thing. The background. Now the background, you can see that the line in the background, which is the shore on the opposite side of the lake, I think it's called the shore. The thing is, it's not straight, but the man is straight. Because the shore on the opposite side of the lake is curved, the man is straight, but the shoreline in the back is not. Now I have a tough decision to make. Do I keep the man straight, or do I keep the shore line behind it straight? I don't know. I think I'm going to have to keep the man straight. Now, this is the picture. This is the crop I have decided to go with. I'm going to see how it's going to look like as I start editing. As I start going along, it will show me exactly. I probably might go in a little bit tighter just to put really a focus on the. You know what? I'm just going to do that now. I'm going to go in tighter. I don't care. I want to go in tighter. I want to keep it simple. Not too much chaos going on. There. Less distractions. You couldn't see now you can't see the guy that was on the left. Unfortunately, you have the guys still here. Not really much. I wonder if maybe the spot removal tool will somehow fix this guy here. We can try. Bam, gone. There you go. So let's see if I can fix that line there. There you go. That guy is gone. You will never even know that guy was there. I mean, did you see that? If I look here on the original, the guy is gone. There's no way you could ever know that guy was there because I removed it with a spot removal tool. It is really an essential part of this of Lightroom, and it is fantastic. it doesn't always work. Sometimes it just chooses a spot. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back to the original picture. I'm going to back up one. I'm going to, where is the add spot removal tool? And I'm going to just I undo this. So now the guy is back. So I'm going to just zoom in a little bit. So how does this work? You click on the spot removal tool right here, okay? You can choose your size, the feathers, so like how, if you really want it just clear cut, and the opacity, the opacity, whatever, however else you pronounce it. Now the opacity you want to leave 100% because you don't want anything transparent. You want to get rid of the guy. The feather, you also want clear cut lines around it because you wanted a clear cut. Now the fact that this is all wild grass back here, this actually helps us a lot in getting rid of the guy on the raft because the straight lines help a lot. So the straight lines will help a lot, and it's better to help us calculate to get rid of this guy. So you just want to select the whole guy in the middle and just click on it once. The computer will automatically find what it looks like it could be suitable for this spot here. Okay, and it found this spot. Now you can move it with your arrow keys. You can move it up and down, and you see you have a line here. So we want to try and make the line, a little bit. You want to make the line a little bit straight. Just try and straighten it with everything else behind it as much as possible. A little bit too much. And I'm just moving the arrow keys. I'm not using the mouse because the arrow keys gives a little bit more of a fine modification. Then when you click on the spot removal tool, there you go. The guy is gone. He is completely gone. This guy here, where is he? This guy back here, he was probably looking at this guy at one time. Guess what? Your friend's gone. Your friend disappeared into nothing. Now, the only problem is that this guy here is probably going to be a little bit more difficult to get rid of because you have the jet ski literally right dead center of this guy. We can try, but I'm not going to really make any promises. Let's try with the size. Let's make that a little bigger. Not too big because we want to keep a little bit of the water going on here. Let's just focus on that guy. Let's see what it does. Beautiful. No, that's not beautiful. We want to go higher here. You see, the problem is it's also taking some of the green from the jet ski. So the bad part is that you also get a little bit of the blue from the guys. I think the raft that was back there, but not that much. So we're going to try and align this long plant back here. That looks actually very acceptable. Let us turn that off and see what happened. The thing is, because you just saw me do that, you know that there was something back there. When you zoom out to the original crop, you'll never see it. But I want to go one step further. I want to try and make that even better. Go in a little bit more here. I want to try and also now get rid of this. See if that'll work. Of course, the spot it has chosen. So in order to, when you're in this mode, if you can't click normally to zoom out, so you have to click the space bar, the little hand appears, and then you click on the mouse, and you'll see that it has brought it all the way over here, but we want to try and get what's above this. So let's just go back in, let's move up, and let us try and get as much as possible. So we see the plant back there. Let's line up these branches. You see there's like little branches right there. Line that up. Maybe we want to try and, you see, as I go more to the left, the yellow from the jet ski starts coming more into view. So that looks good. There you go. Oh, sorry. I cannot believe I just did that. Both guys are gone. They're completely gone. And sorry, I'm still in confusion mode. And what you're left with is the plants back here. That looks amazing. That looks amazing. There's very very little bit of it's like it's conspicuous. Like if you just saw me get rid of those guys, so you know that it looks a little bit out of place. But I just got rid of them. I completely got rid of them. It takes patience. Sometimes it works. Sometimes it doesn't. Now, do I want to get rid of this the other side of the raft here? You know what? Let's just go for it. I'm going to try it. A little bit too big. I'm going to make that a little bit smaller because the guy's head, the jet skier's head, is there too. That gets all of it right there. Click. Okay, we don't want takes the guy's back. See if I can move in a little bit more with this. Okay, it's showing me too much of the jet ski. Does it show me less if I go here? That actually looks good. There you go. It's not this part here is not 100% perfect because really this part here we're playing with fire, but already the fact that it's gone, you would never know. It just looks like you see how there's the shadow of the grass is casted here. That's what that could be. Like, oh, the shadow of the trees are there. It's also there. You would never know the difference. So now we have completely gotten rid of those guys. They're gone. They're gone. They're in some sort of another dimension. They're probably who knows what happened to them, and they're completely gone. Every trace of the guys are gone. That guy's also gone. And this is a really simple and powerful, I might add, tool. When you let it choose on its own, it's not always perfect, but in this case, it looks amazing. And now we have exactly the shot that I was looking for. Those guys in the background is gone. We only have the subject here, which is the jet skier, which looks like he's walking on the water. He's picking up the jet ski in the air and he's flipping it around. Fantastic. Now we can move on to the actual editing of the picture. There you go. So that's too bright. We want to come down with the brightness. Let's try the contrast. Really brings out the contour of the lines. Highlights a little bit more of the sky. Okay. Go down with there. The shadows. This really darkens up a little bit the picture. The whites gives it a little bit more. There you go. That looks good. Clarity. Clarity. That looks nice. Just it takes a second for the computer to actually render this. Well, just give it a second. It's blurry now, but you'll see it'll pop in a second. Or not. Oh, I'm really cropping it in. The picture's really cropped. So it's, yeah, I think we'll just leave it at that. By raising up the vibrance, it really brings it to life. I'm gonna make it a little bit brighter, a little tad brighter. The temperature. I want to leave this like this. I like more colder-esque temperatures, so I'm just gonna keep it like that. Here we're gonna bring out the water. That looks good. Maybe lower the clarity just a tad. Can I just wanna open up the crop just a little bit. That looks much better. The thing is, the sky is really annoying. I mean, there were clouds. You don't see the whole sky. Like, it was really an overcast day. It was sunny / overcast. I don't know how that works. I mean, but that's just the way it was. So let us now work on the colors. So what are we working with here? We have the green. So we want more of a more intense green that really separates itself from the jet ski. Bring the color of the jet ski up a little bit. Really divide the yellow from the green. Also the the blues here. I want a more intense blue. I really want a blues blue, you know? You just have to play with the levels till you get something that really is pleasing to the eye. Sometimes it's easy, sometimes it's not. We will try to make the best of it. So now we go on to saturation. Thing is, I think this is saturating two colors and not just one. That looks glue. That looks glue. That looks good. Bring down the vibrance. Now we go on to the sharpening. Sharpen it up a little bit. I mean, this is really cropped in. This is really the guy was really far away. Like that's the crop. You're pushing the crop. You're really pushing the quality of what you can get on the sensor. You know, I mean, the APS-C sensor is great, but it still has its limitations. I mean, maybe if we, because I like to keep it into the, maybe if we move it onto the other side. Hey, see, I don't like that. I prefer I use the rule of, 2/3 or the rule of thirds or whatever it's called. I actually prefer to have it on this side here. How does this look? Actually, this looks good because you have the guy on the left now. The guy on the left is so far over that it doesn't interfere with the subject, which is the guy. And actually, what I really do like about this crop is that you see that the ring, the water ring that is around him, you can see the end of the water ring on the left-hand side. I like this. I like this crop. This looks good. Maybe tighten up a little bit on the top and the bottom, just a little bit. Just tighten that up. Yeah, that looks much better. And the fact that the guy is on that side there, that's not a problem at all. I think that looks great. That looks really great. Maybe come a little tad backer on this. Contrast also, we can let up on the contrast just a little bit. Maybe the tint, let's see what happens if we move with the tint a little bit. That's too green. Brings out a little bit more of the blues. That looks good. That really looks good. That's really nice. What I want to add now, I really didn't really do much with these because it's it's really temperamental. You're gonna wind up playing with fire here because the lighting conditions were what they were. Wasn't really, the best lighting conditions. What I will add is a little bit of a vignette in the darker towards darkness, just a little bit, because if you add too much, then it really looks stupid. But if you add a little bit just to darken the corners, put focus on the jet skier, that looks great. It gives the picture a 3D sort of pop, and I actually like that a lot. A lot of times it's not always about how good the quality is, it's about the shot, and I think that this shot is great. I mean, that the guy really looks like he was walking on water. Big difference. So the main focus of the editing of this picture is the guy on this little raft here, gone. The guy on the raft here, you see the raft there, here, gone completely, and just overall mixture of colors and everything else. The thing is, of course, if I had a longer lens, if I had like the 45mm lens if I would use it for this picture instead of the 30mm, of course my crops, I could have cropped in a little bit more. I would have gotten a much better quality. 30mm, considering I was probably 600 meters away, that's really pushing it for as far as I cropped this picture. I am really satisfied with this shot. So, and as with my prior videos, I will put this picture on my Flickr page that you can see in all of its glory. If you have any questions, leave a comment below. You can ask me directly. You can even ask me on my Twitter page, which is @CarloMagno83. Put the links down below in the description. You can also follow me on my Instagram. I try to upload as much as possible. Too many social media platforms. I try to upload as much as I possibly can. It works. Sometimes it does. Sometimes it doesn't. I'm trying really hard. Like this video, subscribe to my channel. I will be putting out a lot of these types of videos. If you know someone who's in a similar situation that does not know what to do with really these type of shots, or they say, "Oh, the shot's great, but you know, like there's a guy in a raft back there blocking it." Show them this video. It's a really simple tool to use. It's really simple. It works. It just works. That's the thing. That's the best thing about it. It is very little hassle. If you learn how to use it, you can use it to your advantage, and it's fantastic, and it's really good. And by all means, if you have a necessity, if you really want the best output possible for a camera, buy the A6000 or the A6300 or the A6500, which the sensors get better. The best thing about an APS-C crop sensor is that the 1.5 times crop. So a 30 millimeter is I think 45 millimeter on a full frame sensor because it's 1.5. Yeah, that should be correct. So it should be a 45 millimeter on a full frame camera. You get the bokeh, you get more bokeh because of the crop factor. The only downside about using an APS-C camera is that the sharpness and the quality is not the same as a full frame camera. Now, there's plenty of videos online that explain the difference between the two sensors, but the only thing you can do is that if you want to buy something that is very much affordable, get the A6000. If you don't, it even makes great videos. If you don't care about 4K videos, and you don't care about 4K videos, if you don't care about, I don't know, 120 frames per second video or whatever the newer A63 and A6500 cameras record, get the A6000. It has 11 frames per second burst mode. It's fantastic. The buffer, the general buffer, it is a little bit smaller than the other cameras, but it takes pictures, it takes them great. And if you use a manual focus lens, the battery lasts a long time because there's no focus, there's no autofocus, and there's no motors that it has to turn. And it's actually really good. And with manual lenses, with focus peaking and with focus magnification, which you can set to a special button on your camera, you don't even have a problem with missing the focus. You get the focus 9.5 times out of 10. I know that because I've switched to manual lenses. I only use manual lenses. I have about almost 50 manual lenses, which I slowly will be doing reviews on those, so you know what those look like also. I'm just going on and on about things that probably are not relevant to this video. So, subscribe to my channel, subscribe to my social media pages, all the links down below. The link also to this picture in high quality on my Flickr page. And I will see you next time. This is Carl for Tech and Pics.